living proof through conversation that you cannot talk to a female because they say you cry about it.
That's a lie. He could cry about it, but don't be just crying. The only action you're doing is crying. You're not solving the problem.
You can't tell him what to do.
You gonna tell me
So
that
he ain't a man.
you
heard that, G?
ain't gonna do nothing about it?
You see
what I'm saying?
It goes straight to the tank
You
of the
can't just be
man.
crying. You cannot just be crying and not doing nothing. You need to be a man of action.
What if he crying because you ain't doing nothing?
Well, then I need to be a woman of
Hello,
action. I'm not
Purple
gonna
Rain.
be tripping. Hello.
Purple Rain, how you doing, love? Bagging the guy? I know that, right?
So we talking about men who are crybabies.
Literally.
Are they crybabies or are they complaining about their woman not doing something that he needs?
So we got to stop with these words, complaining and crybaby, because this is what stops a man from showing any
Okay,
emotion.
not complaining,
If a
but
man says, "Okay, I want to express my feelings on how I'm feeling about a situation right now," why would you call it complaining?
I mean, to me, it's not complaining, it's expressing his emotions. But what I'm saying is he expressing that, hey, you're doing something that's triggering me, or is he crying about something that has nothing to do with her? There's a difference.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's him expressing his emotions to his old lady. Doesn't matter if he's talking about something at work or he's talking about you.
No, it does. It does in the sense of how I handle it. So if it's about me, then that's on me to change to not trigger him, especially if he's somebody I care about. If it's about something that has nothing to do with me, then as a woman, it is my job to help him or to help him talk through whatever it is he needs to do to come to action with that. I'm supposed to be a sounding board, a listening ear, a shoulder. Like, that's my job.
Exactly.
So why did you use the word complain?
Who, me?
Because there's a difference.
Absolutely.
Because it's still a complaint. Women complain too.
Wait a minute.
It's still a complaint about something. Women complain too. We cry and complain too. What's the difference?
Right. But the world is used to y'all crying and complaining because that's half of all y'all do. That's all y'all do. And the world is okay with that. But a man
why
with
can't
a
the
male
world be
ego,
okay with men doing it too? I don't understand why the world ain't okay with men doing it. We all human.
We all know that a man cannot complain. Now he can express his feelings in a general in a low level way, but he cannot actually express how he feels to the point where you're using the word complain and she's using the word cry. Those two words are going to keep.
There's a difference between
They're
a
going to keep
half-raised
Rome
man
from
that
talking
don't
to
be
you.
doing nothing and be complaining, and a man
God,
that actually be
Rome,
emotions.
you heard
I'm
that?
hearing all of it.
Something.
I'm hearing
Well,
all of
see,
it.
me and her share a different in opinions in that I don't agree with everything she's saying.
Soon as she opened her mouth, she said a half-raised
Hey,
man.
dog.
I know some fully
So
raised men that cry and complain. So what's the difference?
cry and complain. And
Yeah,
what?
the
So a
half-raised
man,
man.
this is half-raised man,
That means
cry and
somebody who don't
complain.
have no action. They just cry and complain and don't do
No, no,
anything
no, no,
else.
no. I'm not saying that. There are men that have legitimate complaints about things. I'm saying legitimate complaints. I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with a man complaining. If something is bothering him, it is his right to express himself in that way.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we get it.
Which is fine. That's fine.
Who are
I
you
don't
to
think that
determine
makes him
legitimate?
half raised at all.
Talk about that whole
How do you? But how do you?
I'd rather a
Because
man
children don't
express
know how to
himself.
solve.
I'd rather a man, even if it's complaining or expressing himself or whatever, I'd rather a man get that mess out and say what he got to say and say how he feels than hold that mess in. Because if he holds it in, it makes it worse.
So, if you don't mind me asking, right, why, when that happens, and when you're upset, you throw that back in the man's face.
I don't.
Now, I
I
mean,
have
I'm not
emotional
speaking with you.
intelligence.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
don't
not
do
speaking
that.
with you in
I
general.
don't do that.
I was just
I
speaking.
know, but I'm
Yeah.
expressing that I don't because I have emotional intelligence. The
Mhm.
reason why most women do it, the ones that do it, that throw it back in a man's face, is because they were raised that men ain't supposed to have emotions, and a man that cries or expresses his emotions is less than a man. I feel that makes him more than a man.
I agree with that. Mhm.
Because men who hold in how they feel are the ones that'll punch a hole in your face, shoot you, or punch a hole in the wall.
Facts. They don't know how to deal with their emotions.
What are you doing with the stethoscope?
I'm trying to make sure y'all ain't telling the truth. I'm trying to see if y'all can hear yourself.
Who's not telling the truth?
You're
You know
lying.
me. Quit playing with me.
Dr.
You
Duplaville.
know me.
We
Hey,
can hear the
you
truth
know,
through the
it
heartbeat.
sounds good on the camera. It sounds good on camera.
First of
They
all,
lying.
he know
They
me
lying.
because
They
I talk
both.
like this on my show. So he know better than to say that I'm not telling the truth.
I will say that Purple Rain is a different entity. She can understand things that others can't, but she's still a female. You know, and at the end of the day, the first thing she said when she came on this microphone was the word complain.
Why is that such a
Not
bad word?
expressing. Not expressing.
The
Not
entire
expressing.
topic is about men expressing their
Yeah.
emotions. And the first thing you come on here saying is
Because
complain.
women complain too. Why is complaining a bad
No
word?
one cares. But no one cares. No one cares. All y'all do is complain. You're
Listen,
based,
nah,
you're based,
Yeah, it's
your
hard.
genetic
Yeah, with the
buildup
lips.
is based on complaining about
Your
everything.
genetic buildup
disagree.
is too.
Our genetic buildup is based on solving problems. We're the logical people. You're the emotional people. So when you complain and you're emotional, we try to fix what's going on with you. But when we're emotional, you call us complainers and crybabies.
Mhm.
First off, Jerome
That's
said
why
Wow.
it,
I'm
then
trying to
I'm over here crying to
I'm
myself.
trying to see if you can hear this.
What you talking about? Besides the whole crying thing,
Can you hear the heartbeat of that lie?
Oh
boy,
my God.
boy.
Hey, you got
Yo.
Dr. Duplaville on here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The concept of what you just said just makes no sense to me. What are you doing?
You'll tell
What
his
are
way.
you
Got a
doing?
whiteboard of
Jay, what are you doing?
that. He been
Bottom
on one all
line,
day. That's my
if
dog.
a dude told you how he feels, then it would be a conversation. But when there's no communication and you're not sharing
Can
your
y'all read? Do I
feelings,
gotta write that
then you get
backward?
fed up and you're like, I'm tired of you.
What does
And
that
you
say?
should have told him from the beginning
Communication?
how you feel. I'm
No,
done.
it's a women lie. That's what y'all came on here to do.
Women lie, men lie,
Gotta flip it the
Y'all
other
lie.
way.
all lie.
We do
Y'all
We
not.
all
lie.
lie, okay?
My dog
We do
said
not.
Let's get
women
them
equals lie.
statistics. Hold on. We need to pull up the statistics. Hold on.
Hey,
Women do
nah,
not lie.
They say
he
That's
women
like
are
lying.
saying
emotional.
black men don't cheat.
We
They
Huh.
don't.
don't.
They
We
don't. Black
don't.
boys cheat.
Oh,
Yeah, black
Black
men
boys
don't
cheat.
cheat.
Black men don't
okay.
cheat.
Exactly.
Black boys cheat.
Mm,
That's like saying
it's a
you can
difference.
trust a
It's a
woman.
difference.
I ain't gonna say nothing else.
If you what? What was that?
It's a different. Girls and women are different. There's people who are grown, but mentally they're girls.
And y'all
It's
all
the same concept.
can't none of y'all deal with a man that express his emotions.
I can. I can.
Listen,
But
only
unfortunately,
immature
I'm single.
females don't know.
I can, but unfortunately, I'm single.
So at what point? So y'all okay, help me understand. At what point does a man become a crybaby,
A
a
boy.
complainer,
That's a good
a
It's
question.
not a man.
complainer?
It's a boy.
That's a good question.
At what point does a man?
Okay,
We
so
need to know when does a man need to understand that he can't talk to you because at this point he's become a crybaby.
So I'm not gonna say that he becomes a crybaby or a complainer, but it becomes a problem when everything is somebody else's fault.
But what if it is?
It's called
Everything is cause and
accountability.
effect.
And if
So
you
how if it's called accountability, some small part of it has something to do with something you did. So even if it's somebody else's fault over the overall, what did you do to contribute to that?
All right, so I walk in the house after working a 12-hour day and a meal is not prepared. How is that my fault?
That's not your fault.
You just said cause and effect. Whatever he's upset about is his fault. Or
I'm
can be he can be the reason that is his fault. And then he doesn't say nothing the first day you do it. And then the next day, well, the first week you
So
do
are
it.
we talking about in regards to relationships or life? Because those are two different things.
I don't care if you my
No, because what
girlfriend.
I'm saying is it becomes a problem. Like, say if he comes home from working a 12-hour day and
Mhm.
says, my boss gets on my nerves, and that's his complaint every day about his boss getting on his nerves.
Right.
What am I supposed to do about that other than be a sounding board? Because at one point, do you just let it go? We know he gets on your nerves. My boss gets on my nerves too, and I'm not coming home every day telling you that my boss gets on my nerves. I'm still going to work. Are you going to quit that job and find another one? Are you going to, what's the solution?
You're a helpmate.
Right. But if I'm being a helpmate, part of me being a helpmate is to help you come up with a solution. So
So
how
if
are we
this
going to
man
fix this problem of him getting on your nerves?
take a plumber or any kind of general
I'll be
contractor,
asking, I'll
they're
be like, why is he on top of you? I'll be like, why?
What
I
did
would
you
ask why
do?
first.
What does he do?
That's what I
What are
would
the
ask.
people around you doing? Trying to figure out why the situation is the way that it is, that he's always hounding you. Is it a race issue? Is there something we can do about it? Are you going to quit that job? Are you going to
no
find a
matter
different
what
job? Are you
happens
going to
at
go
that
above
job,
his head? What is the solution?
no matter what happens at that job or what he tell you, you don't know because you ain't there. He can tell you my boss hates me and he could really be slacking, or he can be working very, very hard and his
And
boss.
that's my point. So why come home and complain about something when you know that there might be some accountability on your part? I'm not talking about within the home and me not cooking. I'm talking about stuff that we can come up with solutions to together.
You ever heard two heads are better than one?
Yeah. And if I'm trying to
Well,
help you come up with solutions and you still
one
don't
minute.
want to come up with solutions,
Come
then
on,
what am
man.
I supposed to do?
Let me build my case. So you ever heard that two heads are better than one?
Yes.
So if he comes to you and he really doesn't know what to do, and you're his better half, his helpmate, he's brainstorming, he's not complaining. He's telling you what all the feelings that are or thoughts that are going through his mind. At what point do you say, okay, let's put our heads together and let's figure out a better scenario? Instead of saying, why you keep coming home complaining about you in that job? Maybe he only knows how to do the work. He has mastered how to lay concrete. Maybe as a helpmate, you can go look for him better solutions and options and say, babe, I've heard you over and over complain about this job. Look at this option, these other options that I found for you. Let's look into getting you into a better situation so we can not have this issue no more. Instead of saying you just what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Okay, so
He
the
may not
reason
know.
why I feel like most women go to what you gonna do is because that scenario you just gave of what a woman should do, I did that. And you know what happened to me? I got cheated on for a woman that said, well, what you gonna do?
Well, we ain't talking about you. That ain't even
I'm
part
just
of the
saying, most good
topic.
women that would do what you just said, none of us do it anymore because of what has happened to us in the past.
That's a whole nother episode. We talking about this man bringing over his feelings to you and how you respond to his feelings.
Most women don't respond the way men want them to because of our past. It's a trigger. I'm
What
just
happened in
saying.
the past?
You have to develop that relationship with them though, because I'm not gonna be with somebody who is not gonna be open up their feelings to me. Number one. Number two, if I feel like I'm gonna try to help them because they're expressing whatever anger, sadness, whatever it may be, and they're not being receptive, I'm gonna try to help you. But if you're not being receptive, then it's like I'm talking to a wall.
Jerome,
Yes, sir.
Purple Rain just explained before we get to Z. I'm gonna get to that too. Purple Rain just explained that the past affects the present. Whose fault is that?
You asking me whose fault is that?
Yeah, whose fault that her past? So we're just going to
Ain't my
hypothetical
fault.
situation. You and Purple Rain are together,
What's up,
and
baby?
Purple Rain just told you that everything that you do is going to well, some things that you do would trigger her past. How does that affect you today?
Man, as far as me personally, I didn't do anything that had to do with her past, right? So as far as having to pay for that, I shouldn't have to pay for that. So before you get in a relationship, I would highly advise anyone that's doing something, work through your what you've been through before you try to
Heal,
get into another relationship. You
heal.
I
know,
agree with you. I'm not saying that most women don't need to heal. I'm telling you what most women's thought process is.
uh,
And we're telling
so
you their thought process is the reason why we don't open up to them.
I completely agree with you, though.
Z don't agree.
Z
Z
got a
does
chin in
not
there.
agree. She
Z got a
said
chin in
you are
there.
a crybaby if you keep doing something, you don't do something about it. By the way, roll tide.
Whatever. Isn't he retiring? Jesus.
The school don't retire. Damn, forget him. Much love, all respect to the greatest coach that has ever coached NCAA football. But we don't stop being fans because he left. And over here, rest in heaven to my niece. That's her holding my little baby boy.
Aww.
Passed away. So I'm always keep her in the background. So when y'all be sitting here telling these lies, she watching y'all.
Ain't nobody
Y'all
lying.
come over here telling these lies. My niece is watching y'all.
Hey, you know it sounds good on camera.
It sounds so good on
It
camera.
sounds good on camera.
It sounds so good.
You know what I'm
Women are
saying?
women are impulsive. They
Are
feel
we?
they feel like feelings are facts. That's why the man is a logical person.
What's
Really?
the common saying?
You just
You
said
are
men
right
are the
in your
logical
feelings or something
people.
like that. Your feelings are valid.
You see what you see what you just did, Purple Rain? You know I love you to death. You know I love you to death. You just disagreed with me after I repeated something you said because your feelings got involved.
I
Look
didn't
at you.
disagree with you.
You just said really. I saw your whole face screw up.
I know, but I was asking, really, is that how you feel?
Nah, that ain't what you asked. That ain't what you was over there. And you know good and well your feelings was like, really? I saw
I
your
was
whole
talking
face.
about what, but my face was turned up at what he said, not at what you said.
What you said, wrong?
Nah, because it's the saying that your feelings are valid. Like a lot of people say that your feelings are valid or you're valid in your feelings. So I forgot the word choice. You know what I mean?
Women
I
feeling
hear
are
that a lot.
women feelings are valid.
Yeah.
Our feelings are not. They're
Nah.
only valid if the woman validates them.
I think everybody's feelings are valid.
Yeah. After you validate them,
No.
you're the person who came here and won the first, and I'll rewind it. And you can, well, I ain't got to rewind it, but you can go back and watch it. The moment you came on, you said we were complaining. You said you said the word complaining. Your
But
feelings,
I was referring to women too.
nah, we were talking about men. Don't throw, see, you see how you trying to do that? Because you came in and one of the first things you said when men complain, I'm like, oh, I had to stop and I was like, Rome, you heard that?
Man, I heard it.
Because Z was saying
I
crybaby,
ain't
and she came on saying we complain. And this is the reason why men don't talk to y'all. Men go talk to other men. The problem is if that man doesn't have a strong support system, a strong circle of wisdom, then whoever is in his circle is going to give him the advice, and whatever advice he gets is what he's going to rock with. That's why it's very important that a male gets a very wise and knowledgeable circle.
Right.
Even the young males, because when I was a young one, we call them OGs. Today, because I'm a little bit more gentleman-like, I call it advice and counsel. Because the OG
Advice and counsel.
advice and counsel. I go and I say, hey man, I don't know what's going on. These are my issues, these are my problems. And my advice and counsel says, hey, look, you're overstepping your boundaries, or you're overreaching, or you're looking at it wrong, or look at it this way. It could be worse. This is how it can be better. You're actually in a good position. But the OGs, when I was coming up, was like, man, F her, she ain't up this, and she ain't up that. Here, grab this, go do that. That's the difference between OGs and advice and counsel. My advice and counsel are more gentlemen. My OGs was some dudes that was just in the street.
Yeah.
Their advice to me was not good, but me being a young person looking up to them, I followed it. So the most important person in a male's life is his advice and counsel, or a therapist, not when it comes to advice, it's not a woman. I do not think that a man should share his feelings with a female all the time. Look at them eyebrows tight.
Ain't it, dog? The whole neck turn. The whole neck.
The same person that said men complain done tighten her eyebrows.
Because I don't feel like it's a bad thing to complain about something. I
You
feel like
crazy?
a legitimate a complaint is an expression of what you feel in that moment. So why is it a
Hold
bad
on a
thing?
second.
I don't see it as a bad thing.
So what makes it legitimate and not legitimate? If it's supposed to be how someone feels at that particular moment.
Anything that has to do with something that you feel is legitimate. Whether I don't feel like there aren't any illegitimate complaints unless people are just people, not just men. People are complaining about something that they had a hand in the cause and effect of, and they aren't taking accountability for their actions in the situation.
So you're saying it's illegitimate, okay, I'm from Haiti. We don't,
Right,
I
I
can't
know.
use that word. I'm from Haiti. You know what I'm saying? We roll our tongue. So you're saying a complaint is, I'm gonna say, not valid, right?
Hmm.
If it's something that they're not doing anything to change. Is that what
Correct.
you're saying? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
A lie? I don't even know what happened, but I know it was a lie. I
Go
don't even know
to the
what she said, but
corner.
it was
You go away. You was we was having a nice conversation before you came back.
because oh, wait a minute. But Dr. Duplicate came out back to expose the lie. Because it's a
What
lie.
no lies going on, Dr. Duplicate?
It's a lie. I want to hear a lie heartbeat.
Oh,
Hey,
what
you want to
happened?
hear it? They said,
I want to hear a whole lie
They
heartbeat.
didn't say anything. Jasmine said. Purple Rain
I
said.
apologize. Purple Rain said, I apologize. Purple
What
Rain
Purple
said,
Rain said?
there's legitimate and is it illegitimate? How do you
There's
pronounce the word?
Illegitimate.
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 Illegitimate. I told you I'm from Haiti. We don't have those words. Um, so illegitimate complaints, right? The difference between a legitimate complaint and an illegitimate complaint is if you're trying to do something to change that cause of action, right?
So her validation.
I think
Back to
what
what
I
I said.
said was I
The,
believe that
the
all
female.
complaints from whoever the person that is complaining are legitimate complaints. The only time I feel like the complaints are non-valid or illegitimate is when the person who is complaining isn't taking accountability for their part and isn't doing anything to change the situation. They're just complaining to complain.
Yeah, there's a difference
You
between a
heard
person
it. You
who
heard
is
it.
tired of being uncomfortable and is
Man.
gonna do something
What
to
what?
change it, or is a person who just complacent and just wanna always stay complaining. Then they're
That
just gonna
part.
be always be miserable.
Yeah.
It's a
So
different. Complacency is not the same as
so
complaining
ultimately,
and being like, we need to do something different because I'm not feeling this. There's a difference.
so ultimately, the female decides whether the emotions are
No.
a complaint.
No, how he
The
approaches,
dude
how the
decides whether
person
he want to
approaches
share his
it is
feelings.
what determines it.
But if all feelings are valid,
All feelings are valid, right?
Hmm.
So
But you can
if
have valid feelings and still take accountability. The point is complacency and accountability.
so if you don't take accountability and your feelings are valid, so is it still valid or is it no longer valid?
The complaint is no longer valid. The feelings are.
who
Hold on,
validates
Frank.
that complaint?
The
The person who's
accountability.
feeling that way.
The
Who validates the
accountability.
complaint? Who validates the complaint?
The accountability validates the complaint.
The woman.
No,
No,
because it could
Say
be
it
a
he
with me.
woman
already
complaining.
validates.
I would say the same
No.
thing to a woman.
Man, yeah, but you're the female, and
Nah,
you're
if
you're
you
you're the
feeling
person
some
in the
type of
situation.
way,
Whether when a male or a female speaks to a female, that female is the person who validates that complaint, or is that something I accept
No,
as?
males just don't hold their counterparts accountable for nothing.
So we
what
all
do you
know
mean
that.
by that?
We all know that y'all don't like accountability. We
Who
didn't
don't
even
like
have. We didn't even.
accountability? I hold
Let's not
everybody
even.
accountable.
Let's not even bring that
Hey,
word.
I'll tell you, as soon
I
as
hold
somebody say who,
everybody
Boy,
accountable.
let's not even use. That's a whole nother podcast. Women and black women and accountability.
Black
We ain't
men
gonna
and
talk about it,
accountability.
we gotta
man.
hold it all. We gotta hold it all. We gotta bear it all.
No, y'all
So if that
don't.
man comes home and complain about his job every day, what you gonna do about it?
But how about he complaining about something else? Like, example, hey babe, we've been together for a minute. I feel like you kind of getting a little bit thicker. Let's go to the gym or something. Like, I want you to stay looking good. That's gonna be a problem. He's gonna feel how he feels, but it's a difference. Is he gonna tell me something about it so I could improve on it, or is he gonna go and talk to another female?
Why he got to go to the gym with you? What if he say, "Hey, babe, look,
I was
you
just
you
an
you you
example.
don't."
He don't gotta go with me. He gotta tell me about it, not just be like, okay, I'm gonna just go talk to somebody else. Bro, you need to be real. It's not only about your job; it's about other stuff too. If you feel some type of way, it's a reason why you feel that way. If you don't say nothing, nothing's gonna change.
So how you
You
gonna
gotta
feel?
say something about it. You can't just keep it to yourself.
So if a man tells you, "Babe, check this out. You gain some weight, and I need you to lose it. Like go to the gym or something. Like, can you do that for me?" How would it make you feel?
I'd be like, damn, you right. I got kind of thick. I was looking in the mirror the other day, and I was like, damn, my dress don't fit the same. You know what I'm saying? But other people are like, oh no,
The
he
problem
can
is
love
most
me how
women
I am.
don't think
That's
like that.
fine, but it's different.
So
They don't.
That's a problem. So Purple
It's
Rain.
the
What if
ignorant
that man
people.
told you the same thing? Say, "Babe, man, check this out. Like, yeah, I know we got together and you were 300 pounds, but like, I need you to lose some weight so I can, I'm just more attracted to you if you lose a little bit of weight. I need you to go to the gym."
I'm gonna agree with him.
And then a month later, he say, "What's up? What you doing?" Because I know we had this conversation about a month ago, and I don't really see too many results. How do
And
you
if I'm
that's what
if
you
I'm
feel?
doing everything I can, like going to the gym and changing my eating habits, and he doesn't see and he sees that, there's not much more I can do other than keep doing what I'm doing. Now, the fact that some women can't lose that weight is the reason why I had surgery. So there are other things to do to get that weight off, but he has to be emotionally intelligent enough to know that sometimes exercise and diet don't always work. Now, if he
So
asked me, like, hey, I'm not really seeing much change, what's going on? And I explained to him what's going on, and he doesn't have another solution, where do we go with that conversation is on you now.
if he doesn't have another solution,
If we can't come up with another solution, because I'm pretty sure, at least with me, if I'm doing everything I can and I don't see my weight dropping, I done tried 5 or 6 different other things before it even got to the point where he's mentioning it to me again. But I would never lose weight just for my man. But if my man notices it, then that means there's a problem.
so why wouldn't you lose weight for your man?
Because it has to be a me thing. I have to want it. Losing it for him means that I'm gonna gain it back the moment he's gone.
If your job tell you you're not performing well, and if you don't step up your performance, you're gonna lose it. Will you step up your performance, or you attempt to, or try to,
If I don't want to
or
lose
or
my job,
or
yes, but that's
or
for me.
or, or will you tell your job, I'm performing the way I want to I want to perform, and if you don't, you know what I'm
No,
saying? If
but
you don't,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if he comes to me with that as his issue, and I'm doing what I can to fix that issue,
It's
that
gonna be
takes
coming at me
time.
crazy, bro. I'm working towards it, bro.
The
so
fact
but
that
But
I the fact that I care
what if
enough
a
about our
female?
relationship. Right, because you got some females that be like, man, you want me to lose weight and you think I didn't gain weight? Man, forget that. I don't give a care what you say. I'm woman enough to say, okay, babe, I'll take care of it. If I'm doing my part, I don't understand. Like a month later, it takes more than a month, first of all. Second of all,
okay,
I'm being woman enough to say, hey, my man's not attracted to me at this state. And even though it needs to be something I need to do for me, and I am doing it for me because part of me is that relationship. So if I'm doing it to save my relationship, I'm doing it for me. There are some women that are going to be like, nah, I need to lose weight for me. And I think I'm fine the way I am. So I'm not going to do it. Forget what you're talking about. And that's the problem.
so why do you think women don't do it for the man?
They do it for the relationship, but not for the man.
No, women will do it for if they feel like it's something they need to do for themselves, and that's the only
But
and
sometimes
most
doing it for yourself means doing it for your partner because your partner's the one that mentioned it to
we
you.
all know that ain't the case. We all know that ain't the case. Let's not act like we in some kind of
I'm not saying that it's right. I've
I
never
talked to
once
about
said that
25
thought
people
process was right. I understand that women will be like, nah, if I do it, I'm gonna do it for me. Forget what he talking about and forget that he has a problem with it. That's why people break up. That's why people cheat. That women do it too. There's women that tell their man, hey, you've gained some weight and he don't want to lose no weight, so they cheat on him. It's the same thing. Both men
So
and women do it.
what if a man meets you at your current size and then he just decides that, babe, I need you to go down a few sizes, like you really like I want to be more attracted to you physically. He met you at the size that you're at, but he wants you to change who you are when he met you. That's what
So
I've seen a lot of women have had an issue with because he started dating me at this size. I ain't losing weight.
and I can see where they come from with that. Because if you weren't attracted to me, then why did you start dating me?
It's your personality.
Mm,
I ain't asking
That's
you.
Men
true.
go
I met
men
somebody before that
men
told me that.
men
They were
don't
like,
go for personality. They go for looks first. So he had to have
What
been
you
attracted
talking
to
about?
her.
So let me tell you what an old school man told me one day. He said, "You want to find a perfect woman? Find you a big girl and help her lose weight."
He ain't never lied.
I'm putting you on
My
some
bad.
game now.
My
That's an
bad. I'm
OG.
sorry.
That
I'm
is
putting you
yeah,
on
the
God
some
damn.
game.
craziest thing I have ever heard in my
No,
Boy,
it's not.
life.
you right.
No, it's
You
not.
Oh
No,
my
it's not.
are.
God.
You
Because as a
are.
man,
You
men know for some reason. I know the reason that the bigger woman is way more feminine and tries way harder to get a man, and she's way more cooperative than the slimmer woman. So if you can
Mhm.
find that, because that's exactly what a man wants. A man wants the cooperative, the peaceful, the one who has the great personality. So it's so crazy that most women who are slimmer with a nice shape, they start to be more toxic and more because they got more options.
You got more
they be
The
acting more
bigger woman,
crazy.
right?
Mhm.
So the you can I'm telling you, and Rome can attest to this. Even when I was growing up, younger days, I noticed that even when you talk on the phone, the bigger chick, like you, we knew that she was big because she sound good.
You never lied. You ain't never lied. For
Hey,
real.
big,
You know what I'm saying?
really big,
What you talking
but
about?
I'm seeing that
the
some
heavier set
voice.
woman sounds
Yeah.
like the most amazing woman on the phone. You
Mhm.
want to know why? Because she's trying to. She
Mhm.
know that she's at a disadvantage physically, so she makes up in other ways. So this heavier set woman is trying to be everything a man wants mentally because physically she ain't there. Now the
Mhm.
chicks that are there physically,
Oh, yo.
they like I can
What
walk
are
in
you
the
bringing?
building, stand in one spot, and they all gonna drool over me. So she ain't got no reason to try. But if you meet the woman who is heavier set and she's been heavier set her entire life, you meet her, she lose weight. She in her mind, she's still a big girl.
Mhm.
She's still
Very
a big
true.
girl in her mind, so she's gonna
I'm
always be
so
this
done.
soft. She's trained herself to
I
be
want
a
to flip
soft,
you off so
feminine.
bad. I want to flip you off
I'm
so
telling you the
bad.
truth. I'm telling you the
That's
truth.
fact,
I'm telling you the
though.
truth.
Oh Lord.
I'm
No,
telling
Nah,
that's
you.
it's
not
what
why I
it
want to
is.
flip him off. I want to flip him off because it is facts, because he's in my head right
Mhm.
now.
It's facts.
Mhm.
I'm telling you. When you find a big girl, no matter where you go, she's the most. She gonna cook better. She gonna. I'm talking about
Mhm.
when you get done with the wanky wank, she gonna go get the
Clean,
warm towel.
clean it.
Nah,
She
I ain't
gonna go
doing
get the
that.
warm. She gonna wipe you off.
Nah,
You know what I'm
She
I'm
saying?
gonna
rolling
clean
over and
you
going
up.
to
She gonna
sleep.
ask you, do you
I'm
want
rolling over
something?
and going to sleep.
That's the
So,
one who lets you get her car and drive around town while she at work.
He
She's
nope,
ain't
the
never lied.
softest,
nope.
feminine female you
Really.
have ever
You
met.
are not
And if you
driving my car. I'm not rolling over and going to get you no tail.
all I'm telling you is
Now, the
what men know.
cooking, the
What
being
your special?
sweet.
You a lie. That towel, you will go get that
No, I'm
towel.
not.
You gonna go get that rag. It gonna be
Never
steaming.
have. I roll over and go
Hey,
to sleep.
D,
I
D,
Put
roll
it in the
over and
I
go
feel
to
microwave.
like
sleep.
Put it in the
people
microwave.
who, especially dudes who are
put
more
that rag in the
attractive,
microwave. I'm telling you, you gonna
the
come look
American,
at it. You gonna lay
No,
back, put your hand back, like go ahead, girl.
I'm going to
Yeah,
sleep. I'm going
yeah.
to sleep.
You know what he gonna do?
If he did,
Round two.
if
Got you
he
took
did
care
his
of.
job, I'm going to sleep.
You gonna make sure he good.
Nah, you gonna make
You
sure
gonna make sure he
his
good.
belly's
But let me
fed.
tell you, I'm gonna tell you what the little slim chicks and the chicks that got the nice body and they're spoiled.
They
They're
roll
gonna
over.
get they're gonna think that they're a blessing to that man, and they're just bend over, blah blah blah, whatever, do their thing, and it's like okay, boom, go to sleep. They can't cook, they can't do most of them can't cook, can't do none of that. The attitude on stupid. So
Real out
the
here.
perfect combination is a big girl, date a big girl, and
Mm-hmm.
help her lose weight. Because men are still physical. They're attracted to the physical features. If he can help her lose weight, then she's going to become what he wants to see anyway, but she's going to already have the mind that he needs for a female.
That, I don't
That's a
know. I don't know
win-win.
because the statistics show that
You
big
see what you
girls,
know. You
big
talking to
girls
two
that are
men.
married that lose weight, whether it be surgery or another way, have a really high divorce rate. Their
That's
husbands
those big
leave them when they
girls.
lose weight.
That's those big
Because they
girls
head get big.
who went in. First of all, that's those big girls who went and married somebody who mentally slow.
Mm-hmm. There ain't somebody that they even
Because
attracted to.
the man that wants the nice size, he's gonna fall in love with her personality because she's a big girl and they just act different. I'm telling you, he's gonna follow her personality, but he's gonna be too embarrassed to propose.
Y'all are fried. That is just
Let
some bullarchy.
me tell you
If that's
something.
how
Let
y'all
me tell you
really think,
something.
there's something
Bulldog.
wrong with that thought process.
Like,
It may be, but we're not the same. Men are not women. Women are not men. You're not supposed to understand the way we think. We don't understand the reason why y'all lie so much
When do we lie though?
Everything, dudes, bruh.
about
Dudes be talking
everything. You
about
lie about
Y'all
the
lie
lashes.
about everything.
You lie about the lashes. You lie about the makeup. You lie about the weave. In your whole, when you look in the mirror, everything you see is a lie to yourself. Who told you the truth?
Makeup, lashes, and hair
Me,
are an enhancement. They're not a lie.
yeah.
this is
It's a lie. You.
it's a
It
small
ain't
field. That's
you.
all. It's a small
It's an
field, girl.
enhancement.
It's a
I
lie.
mean,
And
You
this is
just made up.
coming from a
nah.
natural girl. This is coming from
Let me
somebody who don't
tell
wear
you.
lashes. I wear makeup every now and then, especially if I'm going somewhere, and I might wear a wig every now and then. But
Now look, I ain't
it's an
gonna
enhancement.
I ain't gonna be tripping because you know this podcast. I don't know who watching this, but y'all love to make lies. Y'all like to make like little pretty words for lies. That
No, it's not a
enhancement
lie. It's definitely
It's
is a
not
not
a
a
pretty
lie.
lie.
enhancement is a pretty word for lie.
But didn't you just
Just
How?
say
like
men are visual?
How?
So
When I
how does
still
it
look
make
the exact
sense?
same.
let me give you an explanation. Plus size and fluffy is a pretty word for overweight and obesity. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
It's a lie.
It's not a lie.
BBW, plus size, overweight, fluffy, extra cushion. All of those are words that when you go to the doctor, I can't find my stethoscope.
I'm done.
I'm
When you
so
go to the
over
doctor,
you.
you ain't never heard a doctor
Hold
tell
on.
you that you plus size. Where my stethoscope at? I'm tripping.
The thing is, I've seen thick women, have friends of all shapes and sizes and colors and everything. Like, it's a difference between somebody just being thick and tall and somebody being overweight. There is a difference.
You in this
I
hat.
ain't got my stethoscope, but I got my doctor hat.
Also over
Where
this.
your stethoscope? Where your stethoscope? Because
Hey, my dog been on one all day, dog.
I see
He
Hey,
been on Max all day, dog.
I'm a stethoscope.
he need help.
That's my dog, man. That's funny.
He's so special.
When you go to that doctor, you ain't ever heard a doctor say plus size.
You have drank too much coffee today, sir.
You ain't
You are
ever heard a doctor
tipsy
say
off your coffee.
you ain't ever heard a doctor say plus size. You ain't ever heard a doctor say fluffy. Oh, you're fluffy.
Mm,
You ain't ever heard a doctor say BBW.
mm.
Those words y'all made up to feel okay, but it's a lie.
It's not a lie.
It's obesity.
It's not all obesity because I'm overweight, yes, but I'm not obese. Not
You
anymore. I used to be. I used to be morbidly obese, but I'm not obese anymore. I'm overweight.
What is overweight?
It's not obese. Obese is the extreme. Overweight is overweight.
So
My doctor uses the
overweight
term
is
overweight.
overweight.
My doctor called me obese. I had surgery.
He
I
never,
lost weight. Now I'm overweight.
he never called you plus size.
I never said that. No, those are society terms. Those aren't doctor terms.
Nice
That doesn't make
words
it a lie,
for
though.
a lie. Okay, we use overweight. I'm okay with overweight. I got my terms, and I got 3 terms. Y'all got too many terms for overweight. I got thick, big, or heavyweight. Everybody ain't the same. You've lost a lot of weight. You look immaculate. I don't even like the little bony women because
Very true.
as a brother of color, we don't care for the skinny bones anyway. It
Yeah, I
just looks
heard.
like a cardboard box. And I'm talking about after you done cut it and it's flat. I like a curve.
Hey, he ain't never
I
lied.
like a curve. So give me the overweight woman. I just don't want, as you say, obesity.
And I understand that.
But y'all lie. The
How?
whole thing is
You've
a lie.
seen my pictures where I
Y'all
have on
lie
hair
too.
and makeup.
I
What
ain't
about that
talking
is a
about you
lie?
lying.
You have
I
seen
said
my
women.
pictures.
You ain't all women.
No, but what about a woman with hair, extra different hair and
So,
makeup makes it a lie? That's what I'm asking.
It ain't her. It ain't her. It ain't her. You know what? Let me tell
It's
y'all
an
what a man actually.
enhancement.
Let me tell you what a man actually
It is to
loves to do.
make her it is to make her look presentable to society because society doesn't like the natural us.
Because you started feeding them with the lie, so they got addicted to the
No, we
lie.
couldn't get the job with the truth. If that's what we're gonna call it, the truth and the lie, we couldn't get a
So
job with
y'all
our
started
natural
wearing
hair. We couldn't get
sew-ins,
a job
wigs
without makeup.
for a job.
Huh?
So y'all started wearing sew-ins and wigs for a job.
So that we didn't have to put chemicals in our hair anymore. Yes.
So y'all only started getting perms because of employment.
Yes. Because they told us that's what we were supposed to look like. Because if you notice, perms and stuff did not come into popularity until the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
That's when the women started becoming like famous singers. They wanted their white folk money. Oh, wait a minute. Can I say white folk?
I think you can, bro.
I can
I'm
say white
just
folk.
saying, in the 50s,
White
and the
people.
60s, and the 70s, when we were being people's nannies, we didn't have to worry about what our hair looked like.
They did. They
Not,
still did
it didn't
their
have to
hair.
be long, straight, and flowing. We weren't in the office,
Let me
we
tell you
weren't in the
something. When I was a
corporate
kid,
world.
I'm not sure about you, G. When I was a kid and we saw our like grandmothers with wigs on, that used to be funny.
That thing just be hanging off.
Like they got wigs. They
Uh,
done made wigs so popular that girls in high school are wearing wigs now. And I'm
That
like,
is
why?
because they don't want to put chemicals in their hair. They want to
They
protect
still
their
got the
hair.
chemicals. They ain't got. I'm gonna still can't go say that. They got some hair.
I know girls
They
that
don't
wear
know.
weaves and wigs whose hair is actually putting their weaves and wigs to shame. As a hairstylist, I know this to
Right.
be true.
I know some females with some really nice hair and still put wigs on because y'all have made it popular amongst women for wigs. But who are you wearing it for? Men don't care.
Let me check your
I
pulse
would
because that's a
disagree on
lie.
that. You know what I mean?
That is
Because
The
a
worst
lie from
thing,
the pits of hell.
okay, G, check this out. The worst thing that you can do during copulation, an intimate moment, is to grab that head and you feel the railroad track.
But without that wig and weave, you're not even paying us no attention.
You can't even
it ain't
you
even
can't
getting to
even let
that point.
you can't even let your animal nature out because you feel like if you just you know what I'm saying, you gonna
For
snatch a
real,
hair out.
But
bro.
we not even gonna get to that point if I didn't have that wig or weave and that makeup on. You ain't even looking my way.
That's a good
why we
point.
say
That's a lie.
it's
How
a
many times
lie.
y'all talk to
That's a
females
lie.
that don't got wigs, that don't got lace fronts, that don't got sew-ins? How many
Man,
times have you talked to a female
y'all
that
do
got all
know
natural? Since y'all be
what
talking
is
so
this?
much trash
2000.
about the females that's using all these accessories, how many times
So
have you
this
talked
is
to a female that's all
2023,
natural?
24, right? 2024, 2024, right?
Mm-hmm.
2024.
So for at least 2024 years, men have been still impregnating and going to town on women regardless of wigs. Do you think wigs was here 2024 years ago?
I don't think so.
They were.
I don't think so either.
They were.
If they were, the men were wearing them. How
Oh,
many
Women
history
were
books?
too. Women
oh
were
yeah,
too.
you ain't never lied to little
How many
girl.
history books you done see? Right, the little men look like George Washington.
But I'm talking about today's man.
Yeah.
All we're talking about is the only reason today's man has to deal with the wigs and the sew-ins is because y'all put it in, and all of y'all putting it. Not all of y'all, but the majority of
I
women
was
are
gonna
putting
say
it in.
I'm bald headed,
It's
so
a
I don't know what you're
competition.
talking about.
Nowadays, females be
Women are
wearing it
competing.
because guess what? All the celebrities are wearing wigs and lace fronts. Their hair is long.
You ain't a celebrity. Why are you doing what the celebrities are doing?
Because that's what they want.
Don't run, Z.
You
Rain
took
your
off. You like,
back.
Because
hold on.
that's what men say they want. They want their
That
girl to
ain't what
look
men
like
say they want. You talking to two men right now. We telling you we don't care nothing about it.
So,
y'all
You
are
making up
two of
stuff.
how many?
I would say the reason behind it is because you're trying to get a specific man instead of not the man that's in your bracket, that's in your area, right? You want to go to the one that has majority of the women, so you got to come as majority of the women that he's looking at. So that's
Okay,
just in my
so
personal opinion.
Man, they watching Real Housewives of Alabama and Basketball
Hey.
Wives. They think
so
because them multimillionaires want fake women, they think that us 9 to 5 dudes want fake women too. We don't want all that. That's
I
y'all
don't
see
think
TV.
that a 9 to 5 man wants a fake woman, but I do feel like most 9 to 5 men want their women to look a specific way.
Z said her phone died. She got to charge it.
Okay.
She text you that?
You see how I say they be lying? You see what I'm saying? All they do is
I
lie,
just said
dog.
okay. Um,
I just said laugh out loud. Okay. You see what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
We
um.
ain't.
Oh
Anywho, can we
man.
get back to my question?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna use me as an example. Okay.
Come on.
So you tell me where I'm wrong. So as long as you've known me, I've been blonde and bald headed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would somebody who's known me longer than you say, I want to date you, but I don't like you blonde or bald headed, but I don't want you to wear a wig? But but I've been like this for almost 10 years.
Okay, so
And
are you
he's a
bald
guy
headed?
that likes natural women.
Okay, so I don't want to say bald headed because I feel like that's derogatory.
Hell, I
Are
know I'm
you?
bald headed. I have a shaved head. I know I'm bald headed.
Let me say what I say now.
Okay.
Are you? Do you have a short haircut?
Yes.
You ain't let me finish.
Okay.
Do you have a short haircut because you choose to to wear your hair short? You know you get it cut and you get it styled, or can your hair grow?
My hair can grow, but I cut my hair short because now for me, it's because I had weight loss surgery. And so I have some spots that won't ever grow back. So I keep it short to
Right.
hide it.
So that goes back to when I said when you want to find the perfect woman, you go get a big girl and help her lose weight. So he made a guy can, and I always tell people personality negates flaws. You may have the personality that a man's like, she's perfect. But at the end of the day, again, men are visuals. Like, man, if she can grow them little stubbles out just a little bit more, if she really on point. You know what I'm saying? Not you. I'm just saying.
The way you said it.
No, I'm just saying. That's what he thinking. He's like, I've met the person who fits me. Her personality fits exactly what I like, but I don't really care about, you know what I'm saying, the Michael Jordan. Like I kind of want, you know, at least a salt and pepper. You know what I'm saying? Like salt from Salt and Pepper. What up, Z?
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, my phone died.
But you see what I'm saying, Pepper Rain?
Listen, if I see a dude
Yeah.
and he's not tall enough, I'm not talking to him. If I see a dude and he's a little too thick, I'm not talking to him either.
She came here.
Question,
She came
right?
here barking like I don't know what this is.
Hey, she on one today, though.
She is, but I like it. I like her
Your phone done
feistiness.
died. Your phone done died. You just came back up in here snapping. Hey, look, I don't know what y'all talking about, but if he ain't tall, I don't want it.
I just want to say this.
You too short or you a little too thick?
Question,
You ain't
right?
thinking
How
carry
tall
yourself
are
either,
you,
boo.
Z?
Huh?
How tall are you?
Me, I'm 5'4".
So what's too short?
5'5".
You need to be at least
5'2".
5'7" or up, sir. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm
Look.
trying to tell you now.
So Purple Rain, you understand what I'm saying? Why he would tell you, like, you know, the hair. Like me, I made a post yesterday, maybe. I might have been today. I just be talking crazy. And I said, I can't date a woman who shaves her head. Like I've seen some of the most beautiful women with shaved heads, right? Beautiful. You know, like Wakanda forever. You know, like I've seen that. But me personally, to date that person, I can't do it because I know that relationship has its ups and downs, right? In the moment we have a down, like on that third down, she gonna become Mr. Potato Head. And I'm gonna be talking to her crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if she pees me off and we go to sleep and I roll over and see the back of that bald head, I'm telling you. I'm gonna palm it. I ain't gonna just, I'm gonna palm it because she be done pissed me off. You know what I mean? So it's not like her personality can't be amazing. But then after she gets me with her personality, then, or after or before, eventually my visuals are going to kick in. It's like, dang, like you're the most perfect woman for me mentally, but physically, I'm going to look at somebody else because you got that Michael Jordan bald head. So can you grow your hair out just a little bit so I don't have to be like calling you Mrs. Potato Head?
But I think it's more so like having that safe space to be.
I dated a big girl one time, and I dated her for like 6 or 7 years, and she was amazing. I ain't gonna take nothing from her. She did so much, but we had a lot of ups and downs, and we got into it real bad. And at the end of it, it got so bad to where I was like, "You big."
Wrong as hell.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, that's the problem.
But let me tell you.
But then if a woman did that to a man, it'd be a whole issue. If we talked about how little his penis is.
We don't care because you were sucking it and you were screaming when we gave it to you. You know what I'm
saying?
You can't tell me my thing lived and you was acting a fool when I was giving it to you.
That's because we love unconditionally. Okay,
you gonna love that little bite of salt.
Then you gonna love me while I'm fat, and you not gonna call me out my name just because I'm fat.
I'm still gonna love you. It's just that when at that point I got so
comfortable
angry.
too though. They be out here with them dad bods talking about, oh baby,
that
rub
part.
my belly. Boy,
I'm gonna talk about your roly poly belly.
A man ain't supposed to be beautiful. A man's supposed to be paid. We don't care nothing about that. As long as we got that bread, y'all still fall.
No, not true.
Ain't
That
nobody
part.
said nothing about my dad bod
man. They
when
don't
we on
feel the same.
vacation in
It's too much
Tahiti
resistance.
or we on vacation in Jamaica.
You know what
Nobody
I'm
said,
saying?
babe, your stomach's too big. Nah,
Nah,
it's like
never.
order another round.
Yo.
We drinking. We having a good time. And that little Vienna sausage you talking about, she gonna suck it on the beach.
The Vienna sausage.
So don't, so
First of
don't,
all,
so
if
don't
it's a
get,
Vienna sausage, it ain't going nowhere near me. But okay.
man,
You gotta
then you
kiss
can't
it to
talk
suck
about
it.
it
I'm gonna
then.
tell you the first time. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm sorry, that's a little too small.
You gotta
But
kiss it to suck it.
If the money hit right and your life
it's
is
not
right, your
no
bills paid,
the money that I can
you
make
gonna put
that
your
same
hot
money
sauce
on
in your
my
money.
own. I can do that for
But
myself.
all I'm saying is a man ain't supposed to be beautiful. A man is supposed to be a provider and a protector. The woman is the ideal image of beauty. That's why you're put on a pedestal about looks. Men are visual. Women want that protection and that provision.
What you gonna mean? You're gonna have some weak arms, some flabby arms. You're gonna have a little belly. Come on now. You gotta look good
All
too.
your bills gonna be
Man,
paid. That
you ain't
car you
never
How
ride
is
lied.
that
in
protect?
gonna be.
How you gonna protect me though?
Exactly. You're gonna
What do
roll
you
on
mean?
somebody. Like, come on now.
You're gonna be in a community where you don't need that to walk around with a car.
Right.
You know
You
what
know
I
what? You
mean?
want to know how you gonna be protected? I'm like, you know what, babe? I ain't that strong, so we're gonna go to this gated community with all these the Arabs, Indian, Asians, and white people. You ain't gotta worry about nobody. They can't even get in here unless they got ID. You gonna be like, oh my God, they even got a school in the community. Our kids don't even have to go to public school. They go to this a private school right here inside our community. You gonna be like, I ain't never had this before. Oh my God. All that belly go out the door. That bite of sauce is gonna get ate up that night. You gonna get some hot sauce and some crackers, and you gonna eat that bite of
What is
sauce.
wrong with you, Jay? It is something absolutely wrong
I'm
with you.
telling you,
You
I'm
going,
telling you the
you
truth.
going
It
in on
happens
that.
every day. It happens every day. Dad bod does not matter, but I guarantee you, if you look like Precious, you won't get in that gated community unless you can pay for it yourself. You won't get that school that's inside that gated community. You won't get no swimming pool in the back. You won't get your bills paid. You won't get none of that. So the woman is put on a pedestal for beauty. A man is not supposed to be beautiful, and the more money he got, the more handsomer he looks. You can complain all you want to, because if he broke, of course he has to be beautiful. Because y'all like to date beautiful broke people. That's how a lot of people end up with babies. That's how people end up with deadbeat baby daddies. Like, oh, he's so nice, he
Hey,
dressed so good,
hey,
he ain't got no money, and then soon you
duh.
pop that baby out, he can't afford it. You got a fine baby daddy.
I need a fine man with money.
They always looking for that
That's a whole,
unicorn.
that's a whole nother, look at Z. Z came here ready to fight, didn't she?
Hey, the God.
I'm just
If he ain't
saying,
tall,
he
I
gotta
don't
be
want
fine and got money.
Okay.
Because if we gotta
he
be
gotta be
fine
fine and
and
got
cook,
money.
y'all better be fine and get your money. Hello. It's just the same thing.
Women are just as visual as men.
Lord,
So y'all ain't gotta do nothing.
I didn't say
Nah.
that.
Who said that? Don't be trying to twist it up on us.
Right.
Y'all
I
ain't got
didn't say
y'all
that.
ain't got to do nothing. Y'all just gotta exist and get you a fine man with money.
No.
No, we gotta get somebody that's on our level, somebody who's actually bringing in some money, not somebody who's broke. It's the difference.
So y'all do know the level of beauty matches the level of money.
I do. I do.
So you have to understand the scale that you're on as far as beauty,
And
and
my
then that's
beauty is worth a man that makes $75,000 to $150,000 a year.
you can't define your beauty.
Yes, I can.
No, I love you, Purple Rain, but you can't define your beauty.
You know I love
You,
you,
you can't
but yes, I
define
can.
your beauty. Listen to what I'm telling you. The people you want to attract are the people who define you. You can't define yourself. You can be like, I'm the smartest person in the world. Well, what's E equal MC square? I don't know. You can't say who you are to people you want to attract.
very true.
There are men out there right now. The more money these men make, the more these men want to create their own kingdom. These men don't want to inherit somebody else's children. These men want to say, everybody in my household needs my last name. the more money that man makes, the more he's going to demand his own kingdom. Because I teach my children, do not become a stepfather, don't make a baby mama, and you know what I'm saying? Like, don't you marry the person you have children with.
What if they
Create
marry
an
them and
agreement.
something happens to them? They still can't become a stepfather?
What you mean something happened to him?
What if they marry the person, have
Okay,
children with the person, and the
okay.
partner passes?
How they can become a stepfather to their own children?
Not to their own children, they would become a stepfather to somebody else's children if they marry somebody else later in life.
No, they won't, because they're gonna marry somebody without children.
No, you don't. When you have children, you can't dictate your options at that point, whether you're a male or a female.
There are 2 million more black women than there are black men. There are an abundance of options.
And to say that I have children and I expect somebody to deal with my children and I don't deal with a woman with children is
As long as the
ludicrous.
money makes sense, he can do that. Women are not defined by money, they're defined by beauty and the baggage they come with. Men are defined by finances. If he has the finances to afford a woman without children a wonderful life, she will accept those children and have his children also.
Okay. So would you ever become a stepfather?
I will become a stepfather because of my own past father issues.
So then why would you tell your boys not to do that?
Because they don't have the issues I have. Because
It doesn't
as a
matter. They
father,
watched you be an amazing father. So
wait a
why
minute,
not
wait a
be an
minute.
amazing father to somebody else?
Because they also see the BS I got to deal with when it comes to raising somebody else's children.
So, is it safe to say that your past trauma has affected you?
This is what we
Yeah, I can't cuss. Heck yes, my past trauma
Bingo.
my past trauma has affected me, but my children don't have to deal with that past trauma because I'm here. My father was never there.
And
I
I
went through
get
the
that.
ins and outs
And I
with the
get
male
that. But
issues,
why
the
tell your
father issues.
boys what if the woman that they meet and fall in love with, yes, she has children. What if it was a situation that couldn't have been helped? What if the woman they fall in love with, yes, she has children, but her husband died? You gonna still tell him not to be a stepfather when he can be an amazing father to those children like you are to your biological children? Come on now, miss me with that.
Yes,
I feel like it's to a certain extent,
yes,
cause it be
yes. I will
Right.
definitely tell my
some dudes I
children
dated
do
and
not
their baby
do
mamas
not date
are
anybody with children.
crazy.
But I said
so
her husband died. I said her husband died.
I don't care what happened to her husband. He ain't my family.
Oh my god.
I don't care about
my
So
him.
that's
dog,
your
Why would I
man.
version.
care
That's how
about
you
her
be
husband?
feeling. Tell me how you
Why
really
would I care?
feel.
Why would I care about somebody who was all in her walls and jaws? I don't care nothing about that. He might have died, but he was beating it out before he left.
I'm done.
Why would I care?
But that doesn't mean that your son doesn't have the capability to fall in love with her.
My son, any of my sons have the capability to be the best father to any child they come across. But they will, I preach and teach to be only the best father to the child you make.
And if for some reason that does not end up being the case, then what?
I will be disappointed.
Damn.
That is harsh.
Oh, man.
I tell
That
my
He's
I
gonna be the
tell my
best
kids over.
step
I tell
grandpa
my
ever.
kids, I remind them.
Gonna be the best step
I got
grandpa
two
ever.
rules.
that
I got two
part.
rules. I got two rules that let me tell you something. First of all, their life becomes their life when they become adults. Whatever path they choose, I'm gonna ride with them regardless. So I try to train them to have the mind frame before they get there to not make those mistakes. I tell them periodically, and I keep reminding them so it can be imprinted in their brain that we got two things we don't do. I say, if you want to date a chick, she can't have children. And if you want to date a chick, she needs to have an active father in her life. If she doesn't have an active father in her life, don't date her. If she has kids, don't date her. Those are my rules. I said, don't date a baby mama, don't make a baby mama. Because if you have children with a woman, marry her. That's your woman forever. That's what I tell my kids.
Hey, oh, they rocking with
Ain't
that
nobody,
part though.
ain't nobody woke up. Ain't no man woke up and said, "Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm gonna go raise somebody else's children." Ain't no
Okay, so
man that
what if
woke up
your
and said
children
that.
find out that they can't have children and their only way to be a father is to adopt or be a stepfather? Then what?
Adopt, adopt,
Adopt the
adopt,
stepchildren. How about that?
adopt the infant.
But adopting stepchildren is a thing too. You do know that, right?
Adopt a child that ain't got no mama or no daddy.
All children have a mama and a daddy.
If they shouldn't be an adoption agency, then
Everybody has biological parentage, is what I'm saying.
you acting like you don't know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying, but I'm gonna
You
still
just
play the
hate what
devil's advocate because you are
you
driving
just.
me insane.
But what about what I'm saying is wrong though?
I think it's wrong on so many levels, and maybe it's because I'm a single mother. But I feel some type of way
That's
about that. Because
that's
that's like
why I
saying that
said
we
feelings,
just because we made a mistake, we don't deserve love too.
feelings are not facts. You do deserve love, just not from my children.
Well, your children are way too
I'm not
young for
saying
me.
I'm
I'm
not saying
40.
that I'm not. Let me tell you
I'm
something.
Hey,
40.
my,
So your
Let me tell
children
you
are way too
something.
young for me. They my kids' age.
I'm
oh,
just saying. Let me tell you something. I think that the entire African American culture can change if women knew that they need to be more responsible with their uterus.
I was responsible.
I'm
I was
not talking
married.
about you. Our generation has already made the mistakes that we're going to make, but the youth, if the youth knew that if I have a child, these people would of value will not date me. They will be more concerned with who they have a child with. And all my goal is to have 2-parent homes. That's it. When you go out and have a child by somebody just because they fine or they dress good or you dated for 7 years or 2 years or a one night stand, that's a liability. That's crazy. Do you understand? That's just like somebody going to committing a crime and going to prison. You got to serve that sentence. I don't care if you wasn't in your right mind at 16, at 18, at 21. There's some people right now at 16, they're 30 right now, still doing life in prison from a decision they made when they were 16. When a
Mm-hmm.
woman has a child, she understands that you're doing a sentence also.
Mm-hmm.
That if you go to feel like that is a crime to just throw your uterus out and have a baby by a random person that hasn't even committed to you, then you need to do that sentence. I don't care who you are at 30 or 28 or 25. I'm not the same person I was at 16. So the person on ain't the same he was when he was 18 and committed that crime either. So if we can teach the youth to stop making these mistakes by just having random babies with random dudes that they don't even have the same last name, do you know that majority of African American children have their mother's last name?
Yep.
yeah.
You don't think that's a
No,
problem? That's a stat. That's those are facts. We're the
I
only
didn't say
ones
that
like
I don't think it's a problem, but I understand why women do it because my children have their father's last name and I wish they didn't. My children have the last name of a man that don't even want to be involved. So I understand why women give their children their last name.
the women give their children the last name because they're not married to the man that they had the baby by.
I was married and I wish my child did not have his last name. How about that?
But did I tell a lie?
No, I know, but
Right.
you know what? You want to know something? That's not true because my
What
parents were
ain't
married,
true?
but my mother never changed her last name, and I have my
What ain't
mother's
true?
last name.
I just told you the majority of African American children have their mother last name, and
But not
is
all of
that
it is
true?
because they're not married.
That is exactly why the majority of the African American community have their mother's last name because they're not married. That's exactly the reason why. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact. 80% of the
Okay.
African
I
American
said
community
okay. I'm not
is
gonna argue
raised.
with you about that.
This is not an argument. I'm just giving you facts. I just need you to accept it.
You just need me to accept it.
You don't want to accept the fact? Go ahead. Come on now. You don't want to accept facts.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying. All I'm doing is giving you facts. I'm not giving you feelings. Like, that's the difference between men and women. When you came on here and said men are more logical, that goes back to what you said in the beginning. It's
I
because
agree.
it's because we deal with facts. Women deal with feelings, and feelings are not facts. No matter what a person feels, the reason that 80% of our homes are head of household is a single mother. That's a fact. And that's the reason why majority of our children have the mother's last name. When if our homes were structured correctly, then majority of the children would have the father's last name, because you would be married before you have a child, because that's the way it's supposed to go. Why would you give somebody an 18-year commitment? That's a lifelong commitment. That's life sentence, 20 years. Why would you give
It
somebody
is.
a commitment that won't even commit to you?
I feel like some women think that it's like, oh, if we have a baby, then he gonna take me serious, and it hasn't worked out for most of them. I feel like that's one of the top reasons. Another reason is that they feel like it's a piece of paper when it's really not. Like, getting married is a commitment. It's a covenant, and people don't take it that way. People don't want to do that type of
They don't want the
commitment.
government in their
Period.
business.
Entrapment.
But it's like that's really what it is. Like, you could have had a child with somebody and you were 16. You still
I
got to see
gotta
their
get in my
face.
Uber and go home. If y'all are still on, I'm gonna hop back in.
We're gonna hop off in a minute. We done
Huh?
had a good conversation. We were talking about
Okay.
entrapment.
Bro,
Oh,
How
Lord.
black women are trapping you.
They try, but it don't work.
It's
hey,
not
it don't
entrapment.
work.
It's entrapment.
Then try to use the baby against you.
Right.
What about the dudes trying to impregnate a female on purpose to be like, oh, now you
Entrapment.
don't have to see my face?
Hey, don't
It's the
open your
other way
legs.
around too.
Exactly.
Don't open your
It's
legs.
like, bro, I'm not trying to have
You
nothing
have
with you.
100% access to who
They
gets in
got,
there.
they got. A woman gives access to sex.
Mhm.
If that man,
Y'all have a good night.
hey,
All
good
right,
night,
bro.
Purple
Take it
Rain.
easy.
If that man gets you pregnant, it's your fault.
Hmm. It's very true. It's very
Even
true.
though the action was done by the man, the woman gives the access, but the man also has the
Who
control.
opened the legs? Was it rape?
You.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Rape? Unless it's rape, then she
Yeah,
consented to
yeah.
having a child by that man.
Mm-hmm.
Am I
That's
wrong?
mm-hmm.
Because the moment you
Yeah.
open your legs,
So right now, what you're going through, Z, this is called feelings. You're having feelings. You can't agree because your feelings are telling you that your feelings are facts and the truth and logic is not. I need you to fight that feeling that you're having and understand that if a woman gets pregnant, it's unless it's rape, non-consensual, it's her fault. Ooh, it bothers you so bad. You know it's the truth, and you just can't allow yourself to say you right. Walk
I
with
mean,
me.
I would say a lot of females nowadays just be like whatever about it. Like, it's not important. They say the statistics show that back in the day, women would get married more because they required to get married in order to have sex.
it's
Nowadays,
true.
it's so easily accessible. That's why people not trying to get married. Because why do
Z,
I have to do that? There's not a reason.
Z, yes or yes. If a woman gets pregnant, she has consensual sex with another male, and she gets pregnant, is it her fault?
Yeah, bitch takes a birth control.
Stop cussing. Stop cussing. We can't cuss on
sorry,
you.
sorry.
All right. So when a woman has a child, it's completely up to her. Her body, her choice, right?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So all these
For all that shit.
illegitimate children and children without fathers in the home is basically the mother's fault, right? Oof, it's hard, ain't it? I know. Shake your head, yeah.
It's very true.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Listen,
okay.
I
It's,
guess.
it's okay.
because I always you always hear about deadbeat that, deadbeat this, deadbeat that. Who's the one creating these deadbeat situations?
who's allowing these situationships to have a situation baby?
The woman.
The female.
Nah, man.
Every deadbeat father
You
come
can't
from a
complain about
female
the
who
man. You
gave
gotta
birth.
complain about yourself.
You got to look at yourself. If you don't, if the woman is the heart and soul of the village, that's why I keep telling people. That's my whole spiel. The woman is the heart and soul of the village. She controls whether there's the majority of kids have deadbeat parents or just parents not active, or if she becomes the baby mother.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in the woman's hands. So we need to preach to our children to make better decisions. And then we can save the culture. That's how I feel. So look,
But
man,
on the other hand,
ain't no other hand. Z ain't no other hand.
hey, there's the other
Ain't no
hand
other
too.
hand,
It's
Z.
both sides to the
Word.
coin.
Your body,
How?
Yes,
your
you're
choice.
100%
My
right.
wallet,
Females allow for
my
this to
choice.
happen, so that's why. But at the same point in time, a lot of times there's dudes, right? Not putting the blame. It's always different situations. But however, I feel like a lot of women are looking to elevate themselves, and they be like, "Oh, this dude seems right. He put up a whole show. Let him in too easy. The situation happens." What about developing men that be like, "Nah,
Why have a
I'm not
baby
trying
by a
to.
man that's not your husband?
I haven't." So I'm good.
No, what I'm saying is why have a baby by a man? I don't care what show he put on. Why give him the child before he actually commits to you his life?
Mm-hmm.
If he can't commit to you his life, then why would you think he would commit to you and a kid? Two of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Man, we're gonna wrap it up. Z, you know I love you to death. Rome.
Hey,
Oh, Z. I ain't wearing all black no more, Rome.
hey,
I
dog.
kept it
Hey, you
cool
was
today.
on Max. My man was on Max at work. Dog. I'm like, I started looking. I'm like, bro.
Man, I'm finna,
He
we
started
gotta work
from when he
tomorrow.
walked in the door.
Man, we gotta work tomorrow. So man, I'm gonna get up with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming on.
Hey, man, you already
You know,
know.
Duplicate Coffee Talk. We gonna go ahead and get about this thing. Hey, y'all have a good night, man.
All right, man, take it easy, man.
All right.
Free my niggas out the gate, let's cut the ball wide. I'm living life in a loop, I'm stuck in hard time. Live by the gun, die by the gun, that shit my core.
Y'all don't listen.
My core run is Woods is doing time, he wait on his appeal. The stank still doing time, he wait on his appeal. Haters say they doing time, they just got 20 years. Wish I could free them, but I can't.